said that your biggest problem with this debate was, and just take it from there, and then we'll get into the.
Yeah. Oh man, you didn't get any of that.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
uh, no, I would say the best thing about the debate, the best thing about the debate was that there were one or two more questions that we didn't get in the first eight. I don't even know what number we're on, like six or whatever. And we keep coming back to the same show. And I think it's a product of politics in general. I mean, think about it. Like, how many times have you said the same thing on your show? Not because you don't have anything new that you could say. It's just we keep going over the same shit over and over and over again. We're still trying to figure out some basic things, and that's reflective in these debates. That's what's frustrating about it.
Right. No, absolutely. It's a great point. You brought up that we keep going back to the tro, and it's like almost like it's like we're a bunch of little piglets hoping that
Yeah,
they're hoping that tomorrow there's gonna be steak, even though every day we just get the slop.
same
It's like.
every day with the slot for sure, for sure.
So let's sort of, I guess, it's after midnight here on the East Coast, and let's sort of close this out with just, I guess, the takeaway for what we want to see going forward. This was the last debate of 2019. The next debate is going to be the one right before. I think it's going to be either the one right before Iowa or the one right before Iowa.
Okay.
But we're going to be ramping it up. We're going to two debates a month when 2019 starts.
Mhm.
Again, I hope they.
I'm sorry, two a month. Ugh.
Yeah, January's got two and February's got two. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I completely get you. That's why I'm hoping that we'll at least change it up, because if it's just gonna be,
Right.
if what they got planned for us next month is Sam Raimi Spider Man followed by the Andrew Garfield Amazing Spider Man, and we're
Exactly.
seeing Uncle Ben die twice, then I mean, it's gonna be pointless. Give us something different. Go at it a different way.
Yeah.
And let me, because you're my guest, let me start it so you get the last word. Here's
Okay.
what I think's got to happen. I think we need to get Tulsi Gabbard and Andrew Yang. They're probably going to go to Iowa because they want to get votes. They want to see how they can withstand an election. But because it's a caucus, they're not going to hit 15%, and their supporters are going to be forced to support someone else. And that's where you're going to see the true power of where Bernie Sanders is going to lie, because again, we got two people who are hovering around 3 to 5%, not too much on their own, but when you put that together, that's 6 to 10%, and when you put that on top of someone who's just 3 to 4 points between him and Biden, you got a
Yeah.
winner right there
Yeah.
with that 6 to 10%.
For sure.
Um, that's when hopefully Andrew Yang and Tulsi will drop out, because when we get to New Hampshire, their votes, no matter how few there are, will count. It won't, even if they get under 15%, they won't get any delegates, but those voters won't be told to go somewhere else. They'll have cast their vote, and that's it. Those votes just basically get tossed in the trash if their candidates don't get that 15% threshold. So I want that to happen. Tulsi and Andrew Yang, who have the most supporters who would go to Sanders, need to get out.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think Warren should stay in for a little bit. Let's see where, because I also don't think it's a slam dunk with all of our supporters going to Bernie.
Right.
I also think it's a good idea to have someone who's a good second choice still in it. We're seeing Bernie rise with Warren still in the race, so I don't think that's a problem. So let's see how that pans out. I think Bernie needs to continue doing what he does, and sorry about that. With doing his grassroots, basically building for the caucus and such.
Yeah.
I know he's got a really good ground game in Iowa right now. I believe in New Hampshire as well. Biden's just got to keep being Biden for, I guess, I mean,
That's all he's got to do.
right, but he's not dropping though. That to me is where the weirdness of this all is. He's got a steady support base, so I don't know, I don't
Yeah.
quite know what's going on there. What we're seeing the divide shrink because Bernie is growing in support. Biden's not really losing any. So yeah, I just hope the next debates have something else going on with them, because it's gonna be pointless to do two more of these a month if it's just the same old shit.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know that I can watch two a month if it's going to be the same thing. I agree with everything that you said. Yang and Tulsi, they should go, but they will be in Iowa. Um, Tulsi looks like she's going to stay into New Hampshire. She's investing a lot in New Hampshire, and I think she's like at 5 or 6 points, between 5 or 6, depending on the poll. Um, so I don't think she's going to get out before New Hampshire, and unfortunately, that's the exact state where she could do the most damage to Bernie Sanders, simply because of the margin of error, of the margin difference between he and Buttigieg in New Hampshire. I think it's Buttigieg and not Biden, but it's late. In terms of yeah, so anything I say wrong at this point is because it's well past my bedtime. Uh, the other things that I would like to see change is the same thing I've been saying since 2015, man. I cannot afford personally to see Sanders slip up on questions about the black vote because of how important the black vote is to every single nominee. I mean, every single time the Democrats go to the polls every 4 years, they need black people to show up at about 60 to 65% turnout rate, and 90% of that voting for the Democratic Party, maybe 85%. Anything less than that, Democrats lose. And so it's impossible for any candidate to win without locking up the black vote. Here's where Biden support exists in older black, boomers who are fond of Barack Obama, and they just know Biden's name and they feel like he has the best chance of beating Donald Trump.
Right. Well, you did see that. You did see that poll though. That last poll out of South Carolina, which shocked me, where Bernie is
right,
within,
where
like,
Bernie's made it.
right.
He's actually, and here's why. I'm glad you brought that up, because he's doing this time what he didn't do in 2016. Right. He is finally putting the resources in South Carolina that he needs to put there to get those numbers where they need to be. I just need him to keep doing that and double down, like push. You got to go all in. I need to see and this is not a Bernie problem. This is kind of like a YouTube commentator space problem about identity politics. It's like to me, it's like, yes, identity politics can be weaponized, but you have people have their identities that they face real issues around, right? So we can't dismiss their issues. And then there's the politics side. So you have the identity, politics, the political side. You need these votes. So if you got to talk to them in their language about what's going on in their community, what's happening in the trans community, what's happening in the LGBT community, in the black community, the Hispanic community, go get those goddamn votes. So I would hope that, no, I don't hope. I see that Sanders is doing that differently this time. He's definitely put his money where his mouth is. And so I feel like he's going to do much better in that regard. We need him to, because that's going to be the difference between shaking up Biden support, particularly as he goes through the South. In terms of actually watching these debates, I just honestly don't know that I'm going to watch them all, to be honest with you. So, right. Maybe they'll pare them down a little bit more, and then we'll get more substantive debates. But here's the thing. The more substantive debates that we have, the less frequency we need. Like, unless they're going to like itemize them and say, this debate coming up is about foreign policy, this debate is coming up is about domestic economic policy, then unless they do that, then it's going to be very redundant. If they do that, then we have a great opportunity to actually get some substance.
Absolutely. Benjamin Dixon of the Benjamin Dixon Show. Where can people find you?
On Twitter at Benjamin P. Dixon is the best place. Or YouTube, I forgot my hand. It was something Benjamin Dixon is the show name.
If you're listening to this show, you probably know where Ben is on YouTube, because his show it definitely dwarfs mine in terms of.
And my show is small, so.
Ooh.
Hey man,
ooh, okay.
Oh no! That wasn't shade. No. I was saying my show is. It's all relative. That's what I'm saying.
Absolutely.
It's all relative. But I got to get you on my show, man. So
I'd love to.
Let's connect, and I'm gonna get you on. Appreciate you.
Let's do it. I thanks for staying up with me tonight, and have a good night.
All right, take care.
Take care. All right, people. It is late. So what I will do is we're gonna end the show now. First, I'm gonna give a shout out to the Patreons. Patreon.com/MattBinder. I'm gonna give them a shout. And then all you Patreons, I will have a Patreon-only show for you in the coming days before the end of the year, where the last 2 weeks, there's going to be another show, another 2 shows probably. And one of those shows will be the Patreon-only show. and we'll do like a cool, we'll do a rundown of the year. We'll discuss what our hopes for 2020 are. We'll take questions, comments, and calls like that. But right now, I'm not gonna go to the member do a patron show because it's we're pushing 12:30 here on the East Coast, past midnight here. So let's do that. So first, though, these are the wonderful people who are supporters at patreon.com/mattbinder who make this show possible. And they are Abigail T, Adam Q, Alan B, Andrew C, Andrew H, Angela, Ari R, Ben, Benji, Bobby M, Brosnan, BZ, Champagne Kame, Chi, Christine H, Colin R, Connor R, Cyber Snowstorm, Dan, Dan K, Dan M, Dank Uger, Dave K, David Z, Dragon Slayer, Eugene B, Fraz K, FTW All Day, Future MD, George A, Greg D, Grim L, Ian Curtis J, Jack D, Jameson Test, Janelle A, Jasmine H, Jeff K, Jeremy M, John B, John S, Jonathan B, Jonathan L, Joseph R, Joyce M, Justin S, Katie S, Katz, Kaushal, Laputin Machine, Lisa D, Lisa H, Mark S, Matt Z, Max W, User Me, Melissa M, Mitch V, Michael B, Michael J, Michael M, Mr. Danks, Nicole A, Namdenet, Null Style, Odeth, Custer, Ryan Left His Best, Scott R, Sean H, Stephen R, Stephen S, Struggle Session, TM, Tammy G, Taylor M, Terrence R, Thaddeus A, This Is Not Pizza, Tina M, Todd K, Tom G, Tom M, Why That Tie Guy, Will P, Utopian, Zachary P, Zarin, and Zoe G. You could also support this show by subscribing to iTunes and Google Play. Spread the word, tell people about the show. That's always the biggest help. Tell your friends, name drop the show in your YouTube streams that you watch. Tell your favorite YouTube host that you'd like to see me on their show, if you'd like that, and tell them that you'd like to see them on my show, if you'd like that. Also, leave a review at iTunes. Really simple to do, a star review, a written review. Follow me on Twitter, Matt Binder. What else? I feel like I'm forgetting something. Oh, subscribe on YouTube, youtube.com/MattBinder. Let's grow this YouTube channel. Let's do it. Patreon.com/MattBinder, and a name drop that one more time. To the live stream listeners, thank you for for sticking around with the live stream issues. I don't think it was an internet problem on either my end or Ben's end because just our streams went down. I had no issue with the internet connection for the web and anything like that. I was looking at things and refreshing things, and I was still talking to Ben on Skype, actually, when the YouTube channel was cut off. So it was probably something with that, because otherwise I would have lost him on Skype as well. All right, folks. Again, we'll have more shows before the end of the year as we close out 2019, and we'll have an exclusive patron-only show. Other than that, see you all next time on Doomed.